Good afternoon, everyone. And today we shall be welcome to another tournament game. Today we shall be watching WcKaczek in an attempt that frankly I hope fails. You may wonder why I'm so biased. Oh, now you know, because it is none other than I that is playing Dracula. So let me see. Where do I begin? WcKaczek is very familiar with the fact that I tend to start in Central. So that means that perhaps I should do an Eastern start. I definitely don't have the necessary hand for an England start. He's definitely very familiar with my playstyle, so we need to try something a little unexpected to balance that. I think what I'll do... I already know that this will be no easy task to win. So let's go with a Spain start, starting at Bordeaux. Okay. Week 1 supply train, here we go. Okay, what's that mean? What's that info mean it's giving me? Great strength. Oh, good to know that that's there. So good to know about. So I can't go picking excessive fights unless I'm sure that I can get past it even with great strength on the table. Actually, now that I think of it, local rumors / evil presence poses a bit too high a risk. But so we'll go with Clermont instead. Place down the hoax. I can see that quite a few people are flocking in to watch themselves in person. Mystios and Geo are taking a peek. Okay, discard a holy circle. Yeah, just normal tickets. Nothing unusual so far. So, slide trail, misdirect. I'm not, unlike WcKaczek, I don't typically go for that whole lair strategy and all that. But I'll try to avoid all the most commonly searched areas of Spain. Let's we'll go with we'll go with the vampire. It's just Paris is such a major crossroads that it can be difficult to see, especially since it's still pre-newspaper day phase, whether he may well use some scouts or not in this area Rufus. Okay, doubtless you'll search with him. Question is where. He knows that's the most typical thing I do is northern Germany. Okay. Yeah. So that will help at least ease his doubts somewhat. Oh? I suppose that small waiting for prompt possibly an early newspaper? I don't know. It is interesting that we have already seen the stake discarded. Yeah. But how I suppose I should go over a bit of how the tournament's going in general. We of Team Wildlife had a rough start. Lost all 4 of our first games, but then our past 3 games, this is now game number 8 for our team, we have come out on top. So, which is good, because WcKaczek is no easy opponent. And even though Dracula is my stronger side, and I would rather be facing him as Dracula than as hunters, it still won't be easy, for sure. Okay, first, so I think since we already checked Amsterdam, it may be safe to continue advancing up this way. Or, yes, I suppose I shall simply make a beeline for the place he searched. I suppose this is a decent thing. It can give me early card cycling and it can give me some early card cycling, and it can give me some and it can also give me some early and also in the event that it doesn't get wiped. Oh, okay. Not in Valona. Alright. Alright. Yes, I knew that it was rather likely that he would check Nantes at some point. So far, so good on him getting the perfect time newspaper, but have I spoken too soon? This last chance, okay. Unless he does night supplying, in which case I might get some events. Which there are 5 in the discard for the hoax I put down. Yeah, we'll go ahead and make a stop up at Amsterdam next. Yeah, and I suppose I shall. In all reality, I don't think that Paris will end up maturing, even if the vampire in Paris will end up maturing. So let's put down a backup. Depending on how things stand, and for that reason, I'm not going to use a rumor token. It'll make him think that perhaps I have like multiple hoaxes, a hoax on bodyguard, and that may give me reason to. And that may give me a bit of a surprise on my side. Because Paris, Mina, despite being all the way in Madrid, down here, which is 4 roads away, a simple 3-2 ticket gets her up there in 1 day. So, I can't count on that one maturing. Clermont-Ferrand, since it's off the rail line, is slightly different. Shooting a sense of emergency specifically to get there in 1 day. Or rather in 1 action. There's always when you pick up horse plus move, which apparently Mia now has a horse. I should be checking this a bit more. Okay, so, So, I see. Both holy circles, but apart from that, Annie wouldn't keep garlic wreath. I think that I would definitely consider hiding up here at Amsterdam, but I don't want to be taken by surprise by wax cylinders. So, I see that there's a new this update that I had to do is put waiting for or XYZ need to do an action. Pass with Van Helsing, so no interesting trades for him. That's interesting. Yeah, let's try not to get caught off guard with by a random wax cylinders. A new vampire vampire in Amsterdam potentially doesn't really need all that much protection. Should I do a wolf form? No, not really. He'll check Brussels eventually anyway, so if he's going to follow up on his search of Amsterdam, so let's lay down let's just lay down more vampires that he'll have to address. Alright. Okay. Yep, he got early newspaper. Okay, Seward has a horse. And I know that Mina does as well. I suppose I go to Hamburg next. Oh, wax cylinders. Just as I thought. I'd been caught out by those too many times for my liking, so I decided to play around that possibility. And fortunately, by doing so, I gave him less information. Let's go with... Let's go with Leipzig. It is a horse movement away from both Godalming and Seward, true, but... let's just continue to stall him with... Realistically, Amsterdam won't mature. Let's actually use it on one of the aristocratic vampires. Yes. How much will he commit to to trying to find me now? I suspect that he'll simply leave Godalming there as guardian of the as a guardian to the east. Okay. Okay. I was honestly expecting that to be something that I was honestly expecting his move to go to Paris or some other spot where he thinks I've gone, and have Mina deal with the last spot. Okay. Possibly he thinks that she's just not ready. Okay. Yep, got the hooks. Let me see. Yeah, there's only one stake been discarded, and that was probably just due to just pure necessity, due to what they had. So what shall I do now? There, toss down. I don't know. Suppose this is the worst thing to just lay down on the trail. So, we'll go with... We'll actually go to Berlin. It's dangerous if he has a CG already, and... if he has a CG, and manages to land it, then... and manages to figure out that I'm there. If he has it full powered already, then I'm dead. But honestly, this early, I kind of I mean, first of all, I doubt that he'll expect me to have gone to Paris to Berlin in the first place. Alright. What's that? So, yeah. Hmm? It is not letting me choose anything. I can't choose my card. Yeah. Be right back. Yes, there are still all sorts of bugs in this, which folks are still... Alright, let's see if that helps things. Okay, so it's back to that now. Okay, 2 fangs, a mesmerize, a plotting, and a claws. Will he simply escape right away? I suppose the best move for starters is just a mesmerize. Okay, so he's actually... I suppose he's trying to preserve a stake. Okay, so note to self, Van Helsing has a knife. Ugh. So that's what it is. It's opening the info screen. Okay. Okay, note to self, don't open the info screen. So, knife. He played a knife last turn, so... I sense the logic that he'll expect a Fangs, so he may well dodge. So we'll take a risk and say that he'll do dodge and not escape, so as to try to avoid the point. Good. Very good. We'll fetch a strength with that. He will likely play out his knife, or actually, more likely than not, he'll just try to escape, expecting something that me to expect the knife. Even if I'm wrong and he plays the knife, then I only take 2. Use plot to cancel the card. Get my first point. Now I do a strength so that the vampire doesn't take more damage. And now, – Do I be satisfied with 1 point? He may well play the knife next. I think that he's going to play the knife next because he thinks I'll expect him to escape. So but if I'm wrong and he does escape, I still do 2 damage. This vampire is almost certainly going to die anyway. So, like, I expect there to be a stake among what he's got. Well, he'll have just dodged, so... Yeah, I have to be content with 1 point. But, then again, you can't really ask much more. And I got 4 damage, so definitely not nothing. Skip. So now he definitely has an idea of where I am. I wonder if he'll risk me being at Berlin. He'll have Seward use the wax cylinders to ascertain that I still have not hidden. Yep, stake. He did some work. Okay, Mina's also holding a stake. Okay, toss the mobs and saboteur. While those are reasonable, okay, Mina has Heavenly Host. Good to know. In fact, I now know Mina's entire hand. She has a... Paris is a very common place to stop, so that's a very nice spot to place the bats. I think we'll do a Wolfworm down to Vienna, even if he calls my move, and Renewed Vigor is definitely somewhat risky. But let's simply make it so that I have a guardian to help me in the event that does happen. Let's actually, let's lay down an extra rumor token. Or, sure, just put on more pressure. Okay. 2 rifles. Hired scouts. Okay, he will likely check Vienna and reveal me. But... yeah, so he's discarded 4 firearms. Yes, they'll definitely be in hot pursuit. Ah yes, I suppose with me having gone to Amsterdam, Strasbourg was a possibility. Yeah, he still has to deal with my trail. That's now all the holy bullets accounted for. Don't need to be worried about that for the time being. In a way, I kind of would have liked it if Lemming had stepped back and checked Vienna, because then we would have had a one-on-one fight, and I might have been able to escape his bat and get wolf form right back. Or at least I would have been able to try. I don't know exactly how well equipped he is for dealing with that. There. Place down a spy. I don't exactly like continuing along the rail line, but it's the less but for that very reason that it's going along the rail line, it's less obvious, and therefore he will quite possibly check Zagreb first when he sees Vienna, as possibly. I will see, but yep. I suppose since Guldaman could be holding on to the final stake, we'll go ahead and provoke a fight with him. Try to get another reckless point. Alright, seeing as I have no mesmerize this time, I should probably just Fang right to it. We'll simply get right to the point. Yep. Oh, nice. Nice. Took out a heavenly host. That was something I was not exactly expecting. So... Lol. So that's a heavenly host dispatched and a bite on Goldaming. Nice. So what is he showing? He has a surprising return, which at present is useless to him. And a rifle. Alright, Van Helsing no longer has a stake, unless he did some awkward trading with Mina. But the fact that there's no ambush will make him think that, will quite possibly make him think that it's not a vampire. Okay, so we're entering a night fight. I know that Van Helsing has a knife. Apart from that, I don't know. Oh, right. Sometimes the information screen is apparently making it so that I immediately have to go out for some reason. It's freezing things up on my side. This will definitely be a recording for you developers, as I shall definitely be sharing this recording with you. So, how to begin? What are the chances that he what are the chances that he plays a Heavenly Host on turn 1? I think I'll go with that. He won't expect the Fangs as much since it's a new vampire rather than reckless. Okay. He simply escapes. I could have mesmerized, but oh well. We'll see if Van Helsing picked up Mina's stake or not, but oh, but that was Van Helsing's night action, so I actually get to mature the thing. Question is, will I want to? Well, yes. The next few things, actually, let us actually layer it. Make him wonder, because I make him have other things to keep him busy. Because if I wipe the trail will only pick up back at Vienna. In Vienna, and I'll have them on me in no time. So therefore, or I think that the correct thing to do, strangely enough, is since it would only be 3 points, we'll try to return to Amsterdam at some point, and use all of this stuff. Oop, hey, go zoom out. Go to Klausenberg, lay down the other bodyguards. Surprising return. Fetching Rufus. But to what end? Okay, making sure I didn't double back on him. Making sure I didn't go Zagreb into Munich. Makes sense. So yes, WcKaczek, I have committed into the East. Yes, the hunters shall be rather delayed. I mean, Mina? With me having shown a new vampire up here, I wonder if he'll think that it's a fake rumor token. You were going to use that. Why didn't you do that last night? All the better for me. Seward, what do you have? So that is now 3 stakes accounted for. Make that all 4. Which means that the Berlin Reckless Vampire has a better chance of maturing. Likewise with the one at Vienna. They'll have to fight. We'll go ahead and let's just throw this away, as I'm definitely not going to use that anytime soon. Uh... I think I have time to pass through Galatz as well. Well, let's not take any risks in regards to that. Let's throw down my other discarded soil. What's with this? Okay, there we go. Only 3 points. Okay, so let's see how much I can narrow things down with. That's all the pistols and 2 of the rifles. There are at most 2 firearms in play. This time we shall begin with the mesmerize. It's quite possible there's a punch. No, a knife. I suppose the fact that I played Fangs first several times made him think to do that. Okay. So he has a horse, a knife, plus I suppose a rifle. Or no, more likely a heavenly host, because the iron deck is drawn out. We'll go ahead and do a Fangs. Even if it's double knife, well... Yeah, so it's going to be hard to get a Fang in. Do a claws, because he's quite possibly going to play the knife again. Yep. And let's hope that I draw plotting. No such lucks, therefore we'll just try to hope that he tries to mix things up and not do a dodge, in fear of the plotting. Good. Good. Another influence point. Very nice, very nice. Alright. From what I have left, this is the best play. Possibly he just experienced the same bug I did. Trouble? Okay, mesmerize, and oh, he chose to go with the heavenly host. Well, the more heavenly hosts he uses in combat like this, the the better it is. The better it is for my chances versus CG, as I shall soon have to go to sea. Yes, I've figured that the pattern is the info screen. Screen freezes things. Freezes things. It's the info screen that freezes things. So Van Helsing is a little bit stuck. Is a bit damaged. I thought stuck isn't exactly the right word. So honestly, I'm rather happy with how these first couple of weeks have gone. Well, I could have matured one of the vampires. That would have meant that they would have been on me. They would have been just coming straight for me, as they. So instead, I ended up absorbing all of their stakes. Oh, apparently it's still freezing up for WcKaczek in some way. Not sure what this is about, but the dev team are going to have to see something. Okay. Looks as if things are back on track. Let's... This is the one that I want to keep. Just toss rats around for a bit. Let's go to Sophia, since I have the time. We'll go with... We'll go with a bats, because I don't anticipate combat right here. I am now out of vampires. The thing is, he does not know that. He knows that I laired a new vampire, but what he doesn't know is that the other new vampire is there as well. Yeah. Pass. I suppose it'll just rest? Yeah. Interesting that I had Lord Gulong move on from Vienna. That means that my reckless vampire there will still get another ambush. Yeah, so it seems that the combat information screen is currently bugged. But showing a long night now, so the surprising return that was spent. Yeah, I appear to have more time in the east than I anticipated. Unless, well, renew brigands can still do amazing things. A chartered carriage would get Seward all the way down here to Sajed. I think that this one is the one that I'll actually let mature if he... Speedy Telegraph. I'm not sure what exactly he wants to gain from that. Especially... Okay. Seward as a horse. It's possible that he did stay up at Berlin and Supply for one day, if things do not deceive me. We'll see how he plays. Okay, went with punch. So that's might indicate that he has a stake and is simply doing that to play around the turn 1 mesmerize. We'll go with the strength because then otherwise the knife kills it. Garlic. I see. Okay, so there is no stake. But I'm definitely not going to be getting a fang on him. That's for sure. With knife and garlic to shield him, I'm definitely not going to be getting a fang point. We'll do a plotting next. Oh, haha! Call I play. Nicely done, WcKaczek. That there was my opportunity. Let's just escape because I want to merge this one. Oh, except knife. Ah, darn. That was a mistake on my part. But then again, I suppose I didn't have much. Then again, with 2 bats, there wasn't really anything I could do, was there? No, so that's some comfort. And that's all the more time that they have to spend. Yes, I suppose I'll ambush with them. So I can't go to sea too soon, but I can't do it too late either. I had to make him commit somewhat into the east. If I go to sea now, he'll simply go west, possibly CG Black Sea coast after I make my second sea move, and not to mention there's the danger of money trail. Alright. Where will he be most out of the way? Honestly, there's nothing there's no particular spot. We won't ambush, but he was gonna check that eventually anyway. With her delayed, he'll be at least reluctant to do a renewed vigor. I think what I'll do is I'll do a hide, finally. I know that Seward has wax cylinders, I know, but he'll probably guess that I'm on the coast. At this point he kind of knows. I'd be rather foolish to try going up to Sarajevo. It'd be very daring, but also it'd be daring to the point of foolishness, I suppose is one way to put it. There. Toss Berlin. We'll just toss down some walls on there. Ah, I got my vampire back. So we'll hide. And throw down... since Goldoming is delayed, I think we can afford to slow down the vampire instead. But then again, that was a hide card, so I'm not sure. Was that the best of ideas? Well, I have the other aristocratic there as well, so... my alternative was to go to Valona, where Mina could horse onto me. I think that he does not have renewed vigor. If there were a day to play it, I think that he would do it today. Yeah, going to check Valona. He'll learn that I have not been there. That might make him think that I've actually gone Black Sea coast. Oh, well, okay, so my hideout is being called out, but since two of the hunters are now deep into the east, and they have trail to clean up. Okay, so what did I put here? I get to mature bodyguards. That's nice. Can always be very handy in a fight. I wonder, since I made a lair out of a place with a vampire, is he's stationing Van Helsing there as a place to make sure that I simply don't go back there? Okay, so I believe that it is now time to go out to sea. Why is there just an experiment? No. Why isn't it letting me move there? There we go. Just a bug for my mouse, I suppose. Yeah, he knew precisely where I was, so. But now he has trail he needs to clean up. So that will occupy at least a couple of them. And the fact that I hid will definitely give him the impression that it's a vampire at Salonika. I think that he has CG. The fact that he's searching through the iron pile after having used 2 of them, makes me think that he has CG and is simply waiting to use it, or trying to get the fuel to use it properly. So I little doubt that I'm going to go to the Tyrrhenian. He'll doubtless be a bit confused that I put a reckless under the hide card, but escape route. Okay. Yeah, putting the reckless under the fog there was another mistake. Alright, more cards. Yummy, yum, yum. Okay, rats, bats, and mob. Thanks. Thanks for all the cards. Yummy. 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 Yeah, those discarded soils have really been fueling me. Yeah, I am your friend, and then stop hunting me, hunting me, and let me win. Let me win. Stop hunting me and let me win. Yeah, the second bodyguards didn't do much good because it was Seward who procced them. I mean, it didn't tell me anything. So, we toss Cologne. Toss down the... We'll head to Tyrrhenian. Black Sea is far too risky, especially since... So it's obvious that Mina doesn't have a stake, otherwise he would have just searched the place with a stake last night. But then again, I suppose she expects that the other thing is a vampire, and she won't be able to... Local rumors? Lol. Yeah, Seward is now beginning to head back west. Van Helsing. Okay, a pistol. Do I go to Cagliari and place down a reckless? Yes, Glam did not have the heavenly host he needed to vanquish the desecrated soil, so... Unless he, like, just got one. Yeah, they're both starting to withdraw. So no, I don't have the time to go to CAG. Showing an escape route, so great strength has been traded. So do I go one more sea space? That will make it telegraph where I went, but at the same time, what else would he expect from me? For me to go Black Sea while there are 300s in the east? Why on earth would I do that? I mean, there is Adriatic, and I was never at Valona. So I suppose... Yeah, well, I think we'll form ashore to Marseille. Renewed Vigor is scary, which is why I shall... Well, first of all, we'll mature the desecrated soil, heal up a bit. Then wolf form. Let's actually have a bit of fun with him. Make him doubt himself a little. That will make it a little bit more plausible that I went Adriatic and I'm possibly going back in, back into the east through Valona. That'll make him somewhat obliged to check it. We'll lay down a reckless We'll lay down a reckless, or Renewed Vigor is still a big threat, so let's lay down a fog. So, is he choosing to just sack off Salonika? Or will he have Gul'daming address that? The way he's hesitating so long, yes. I dare say that he does have renewed vigor. Yep. Simply was consider whether or not to use it. So he'll use Lord Gul'daming to check whether or not double check Sophia, make sure that I didn't go there. At least I assume. Okay, so I get to ambush with the Reckless again, try to get at a point. Let us... The thing is, he knows this is under a high card, so he'll probably be looking to escape. Strength, mesmerize, or fang, or claw, but I'm going to guess that there. I don't really know whether or not there's where the other knives are. Let's go with the strength, since he just did escape. Yes, he did that in case of a plotting. But in this case, that will work against him to a certain extent. Ah, so he does have a knife. Yes, now we'll go ahead and chance the fangs. I'm out of ways to prevent him from escaping, so... Oh. He once again called my move, so... And this all goes to show how skilled WcKaczek is. And, I suppose the thing that makes the most sense is claws. So that, he can play his knife. If you want to play your knife, go ahead. I'll get in some damage too. This is a hide vampire. What do I care? If it dies, oh, that's just oh well to me. Plotting's no use. Yeah, in fact, there's really no use doing anything, as he's simply going to dodge to prevent any damage. But 4 damage done. That's better than your average vampire ambush. Didn't get any points, but that's just oh well. Okay. Interesting. Moving and supplying. Discarding the garlic, since he knows that I know of it already. So I discarded a couple stakes. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, he showed a stake while... what will he choose? A night fight with a 2 health reckless, or being delayed? Interesting. Oh, but he does have his escape route, so that... But on the plus side, that does burn an event. So... he's going to have to show me something else. Oh, he has another renewed vigor. Oh, in that case, Gul'dan was probably holding on to a CG or a forewarned. I'll have to be careful about that. If he's willingly showing me a renewed vigor instead of something else, that something else has to be pretty massive. Hypnosis? Okay. Good news is that she'll be delayed by day, so it's really Seward that it's only Seward that it's Seward and Van Helsing that I have to worry about. Not really. Mina's not much of a threat right now. Let's play a bit risky now. Mina is delayed. Seward knows that I was in Gallia. Let's try to make our way up to Amsterdam. Because as I see it, with Mina delayed, the most likely thing is that Seward will be jumping down over me to Munich, so long as he doesn't get a slow horse roll. Number two, eh? Number two, eh? Nice to know. And most likely, a forward or CG. So now we're going to, if things go as I anticipate, and and Seward jumps over me. Yeah, he'll jump over me, go down to Marseille. Yeah, he's anticipating trickery, but yeah, what I've done here is very risky, especially with them having RV number 2. So now I go to Nuremberg and just hope that they don't, that so what's Van Helsing going to do? Yeah, makes sense. Block, try to cut me off, in other words. Oh, CG. Interesting. Yep. He hasn't seen either fog, so he still will be. So he's still going to be playing a little bit wary of that. I suppose I just need to hope that he doesn't have another. I just hope that he doesn't have another. Okay, so Van Helsing showed a 1. And Seward, I think it said showed 1. Or was that local lambing? He went through quite a bit of the... Yeah. This CG has definitely given him a lot of information about my movements. The thing is, he will likely expect me to be possibly heading towards Venice. Where will he place his token? The nice thing news is that I do have a bit of backup through the fact that one of my bodyguards cards matured. Well, I couldn't have gotten that far yet, WcKaczek. You know that I wasn't got there, so you know where my wolf form location is. Wax cylinders. Ah. Seeing just how risky it would be to use it for deduction. Interesting. There. Toss the Klausenberg there. So, very annoying. I can't... This prompt is making it so I can't click through people's portraits. Let's zoom in a bit so I can get this in. The thing is that now that CG is gone, I'll put a rumor token on RSA, make him want to get to it. But I anticipate that he's simply going to play the Renewed Vigor. Or will he? Is he ready yet? Yeah, so Seward and Van Helsing showed Heavenly Hosts. So there's only two in play. Okay. So... fortunately for me, there's no speed telegraph. Will he just supply with a second action? Yeah. He acknowledges that Gladaming is not ready to go into battle with me. Will he check Milan? I hope so. Good. I'm liking how this is going. At least in terms of this renewed vigor. The first two hunters get... Yeah, but you kind of already knew that, man. So, if Mina does find me, it will be a one-on-one fight. Although heroic leap could be dangerous for me. But the thing is, if he doesn't find me with this, that will be both renewed vigor spent. And I will not have to worry about that or CG any longer. I can freely go into places like Prague, Berlin, Granada, up here in London, up here in England there's Manchester. Yeah, so I don't have to worry about CG when I land from the sea anymore. Do I hide right here to save the fog? No, I don't think so. Yeah. And the thing is, we're almost entering week 4. Come on, Van Helsing. What are you going to do? Thinking? Alright. Stop. Okay, yeah. He's there. He's just taking time to think. Here's my... Chose to pass his second action. Very interesting. Yes, so he's confirmed that I've headed north. Makes sense. And the only way I could have done that he didn't check, is Zurich and Nuremberg. So he now knows where I am, which is not good news for me. And the thing is, since he still hasn't procced either of my fogs, he'll still be worried about that. Especially since he might think this isn't a fog, because I put a rumor token on it. Discarded a pistol and got some event. So far as a renewed vigor goes, not all that good. Especially since that was the second one, so I no longer have to worry about him doing that. So if I move by land, what will he check? Seward will check. The thing is, the longer I take to reach the coast, the more chances he has to get to me. And in doing so, make sea travel extremely painful. Should I possibly go to Strasbourg now? Try to just dodge and weave in this maze of connections until I can reach the coast safely? Slight trail, obviously. I am definitely not doing any of this. Leipzig is the obvious thing, because that's the quickest route to the coast. 1, 2. There's also the risk of a sense of emergency from Seward. Stupid portrait glitch. But the thing is, if I go north, Van Helsing could have a chartered carriage. I may actually need to attempt to just dodge and weave amongst all this maze of connections. Or do I simply hightail it straight to the coast? He knows that Frankfurt is a place I go frequently. So that definitely won't fool him in the long term. Prague? Now that he's used CG, Prague is safe from CG influence. We'll go Frankfurt. The two are just as exposed. This one I get close to my lair coast. Because I still have that lair in Amsterdam with 2 new vampires. Morguldoming gets a 2. Yes, he chose the obvious place. Seward can't reach me with only horses. At least not yet. Yeah, if I go to Cologne, then yeah, if I go to Cologne, then I'll be like nigh guaranteed a 3v1 combat. Ooh. I suppose, yeah, interesting. He risks a one-on-one, where I might have been able to escape as a bat. I'll misdirect Nuremberg. That way... he won't be able to tell for certain where I am. The problem is I'm still going to be stuck with something of a... even if I hide... So I have three options. Either move to Cologne or Frankfurt, or Cologne or Nuremberg, or I hide. I'm hiding currently on a spy. I can lay down a second. I could lay down a mob to back it up. If I'm lucky, he'll check Cologne and Nuremberg, and then I'll be facing only a 2v1. I've at least reached week 4, so that will improve it, because although things aren't looking all that great for me now, yes, makes sense. So, yeah, if I am lucky, Seward will now check Nuremberg to see whether I backtracked. Although the thing is, oh, but the thing is, he doesn't know. Perhaps I shouldn't have. Good. So now, at worst, it's going to be a 2v1. If he even chooses to engage in combat. If I can evade them for one more day, I'll have wolf form up. I'm confident that with my health being as high as it is, okay, we shall ambush with the spy first. Mina will likely have no trouble getting there. Choosing to keep the forewarned, anticipating a fog. He has a planned ambush, rifle, heavenly host, stake, forewarned, planned ambush, mystic research. Interesting. Samina. Okay. I honestly think that he wouldn't have moved her in if he didn't have a forewarned. Mia discarded her horse to take less damage from the mob. That's somewhat bold. And now, here's where the great strength that he has may come into play. Because now I get to use my bodyguards. So he has a rifle, Heavenly Host. She has a knife. Or at least I would assume she has a knife. And I think a rifle. We'll go with... I know exactly what Van Helsing has, so we're going to target Mina. Let's get some information about what she has. Okay, just to be sure. So, yes, planned ambush. Makes sense, makes sense. With 13 health, I have quite a bit of breathing room. So, Van Helsing has a rifle and a host. Mina has a knife plus one other item. But the thing is, unless she drew it very recently, I know it's not a Heavenly Host. He's got sword. He's got sword. We shall begin with... a strength against Van Helsing. He knows that I know about the Heavenly Host, so therefore he will likely not begin with it. Oh, right, he has planned ambush. Well, if you want to use the Heavenly Host, you have to take damage, and that will put you within claw range. Except not really, because he has... Okay, that was a mistake on my end. I honestly should have put a Fang against him, because there is zero possibility of... Ow. Thing is, I know that both Gulaming and Seward have knives. So what do I do next? I'm going to... he'll be a little afraid of claws, so let's go with this. Let's go with mesmerizing Mina, and then trying to follow up with a bite later in the combat. Double knife. Okay, so I can forget about biting Mina until I strength down one of her. So he now has only his basic combat cards. So the most the most he's threatening is a punch. Let's just Fang Van Helsing. Yes, I have expected that. But the good news is, regardless... Well, yeah, I think this is game, sadly. Well, she's mesmerized, so that knife only does 2. So... But if she does... But if... Yeah, he just plays both his weapons, and one or the other of them will do too. I mean, they both will, but... So... Post game chat. Post game chat. Darn. Well, a good game. I certainly gave him a run for worth his money. In any event, thank you for watching. Sure. In any event, I'm going to invite WcKaczek in for a chat. But so you'll hear the music go dead for a moment while I set it up. I'll just wait a move while Kaczek wraps up his closer for his recording of his perspective, which I look forward to watching. I don't know exactly what he was up to, but we'll see. In any event, a rough game. It means that my team has only gone 1-1 this week, but well, we do need to start catching up. But nonetheless, at least we got one win, and I gave WcKaczek a run for worth his money. Considering who my opponent was, I'm satisfied. To last until week 4, despite a CG and 2 renewed vigors, is not something to be taken lightly. Okay. So I got a few points and lost until week 4, so even if only barely. So that means that his idea score will be 10, not 12, since I lost until week 4. But well, it is what it is. Well, it's so overall a very nice game, I'd say. Uh, Even though I didn't win, it happens. I got a few influence points off of my reckless vampires, so uh, in truth, there's no telling what might have happened. Uh, had I not made the mistake on strengthening Van Helsing and instead strength Mina, uh, I think that I might have survived the combat, as I would have busted her knife, uh, one of her knives, and therefore possibly gotten in a bite, which would have given me a point and taken her out of the combat. And then, potentially, I don't know for sure, I might have gone to escape as a bat, which would have given me some nice space. Yeah. Okay. Kaczek just said that he'll be on to chat in just a mo. So you'll hear the music it briefly. While I accept his call. Hello, Kaczek. GG.
Hello, hello. That was very intense game. That was very
Yes.
intense game.
Had
Very
I
interesting.
had I managed
Yeah.
to escape as bad from that combat, I think I would have stood a good chance. I mean, first of all, because it was week 4 and I would have gotten bat then move points, so 6
Yeah.
points right off the
Yeah,
bat.
yeah.
Yeah, my big
But
mistake
I
was
don't think
targeting Van Helsing because of the planned ambush. I forgot about that detail
uh
due to the info stream being buggy.
yeah. That was I think the biggest
Excuse me.
mistake for you was that you didn't use bodyguards on Van Helsing and then just bring him try to kill him. I know I had great strength, right? But
Yes, but
in
you
such a
showed
long
me.
combat.
Yeah, you did show me a great strength though, and that was what. And I didn't and I knew very little about what Mina had, so I wanted a bit more information. Uh,
After the mob, I discard. I mean, you can expect that Mina has a knife after trades, after
yes,
so long game. So yeah. Uh,
yes. So perhaps in retrospect, it would have been correct to target Van Helsing, but also I made a bad mistake targeting him with a strength.
yeah.
Into planned ambush. But apart from that, how did you like my overall movement and execution?
Um, I mean, you went in many cases. You did the most obvious movement, right? In many ways, like okay, Clamor Ferrand start is very cute because. Uh, it is somewhat weak spot. It is fairly easy for Mina, for example, to reach both from Paris and Bordeaux, but the same goes for the Nantes. The Nantes is that tad better because
Yes,
Seward cannot horse so easily, for example, right?
yes.
The Vienna Hunter. And then from
However,
Paris, yeah, I expected you to Wolfram to Vienna. I was thinking if I needed to use the hypnosis, but then I got scout. So I scouted Vienna, right?
yeah, I
So
didn't expect
that
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 to go
was
undiscovered.
yeah. And then you went like the straight line to the Sofia, so I blocked you. I was a little bit hesitant with Mina to go to Valona, but I was kind of expecting you hiding in the Sofia. So
Salonika,
y-
not Sophia, but yeah.
Salonika, yeah, Salonika. Sorry. You got ton of vampires. That was majorly irritating. Like
Yeah, one
all
after
the
another. And what do you think of my choice to layer the new vampire into Amsterdam when I could have matured that?
yeah.
Because I
I
my
this is
reasoning was that it would have wiped all my trail in the west, and you would have just come charging out east when I had only just gotten into the east.
yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
but on the other hand, I actually already knew your trail, so that that all. I mean,
in my opinion, it bought me
what did
more
you get from
time.
that? I cleared aristocratics fairly easy, right? It just
Yeah.
took me stakes, but I needed to replace those stakes if I wanted to fight you anyway. Uh, the the reckless, only the reckless was an issue, just because it gave you a point and got Heavenly Host from me. So
Yeah. It,
if I would have, if uh, if you matured the new vampire, you would have to influence more, which actually was like a breaking point, and it would have saved me uh, like 2 sewer day actions and Heavenly Host. So was it worth it? I'm not
in my
sure. I'm not sure.
yeah, it's really hard to tell whether that was really worth it. But I decided that 3 points versus delaying you for several days, for at least a couple more days, was not really worth it. If it had been rumor tokened, like if I had rumor tokened when I first placed it down, I definitely would have, obviously.
Yeah, but then I would
But
move Mina with the stake there, right? So that's the difference. I moved Hunter without a stake.
yeah, very true.
That's the issue. Like, i- if I think if that was like a reckless instead, right? Then
Yeah.
4 points actually probably worth taking, even in that situation.
Well, that was only
Uh,
3 due to a new vampire.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so so it would have saved me 1 day in week 4. But that's assuming that I
Yeah.
would get to week 4 since you had both renewed vigors and CG. Uh, which
Yeah,
I'm actually.
I had all the events. That's true.
What do you think
I
of my
got even.
choices towards the end? Basically, for instance, what do you think of my choice to go to Zurich? Uh, after Marseille.
I don't. I mean, I think that was like the most obvious one in a sense. Okay, maybe not more. The third most obvious one. If the question is, I think, do I have CG or not? But the
The
thing is,
It was to me. It was rather
I
obvious
think.
that you did with one school dominance showed the second renewed vigor like that. I mean, if to show renewed vigor, you
Uh,
gotta have something either that or forewarned. I can't think of anything else you would hide over that.
Yeah, it might be
So,
outgoing, it maybe, but even if I have CG,
al-
by that time I had only one heavenly host.
so except that you had been digging through the reshuffled iron pile, so I didn't know for sure if that was true. Uh,
Yeah, but it was actually quite fresh. Just Seward just got the just got second heavenly host the day I used the CG. So yeah,
yeah,
something like
let's
that.
just say just didn't want to
Uh
risk it. Once,
yeah, but you ended up, the issue is when you wolf form and then you go on the mainland, you you're in you're in a big trouble, basically,
yeah,
right?
I
Because I
managed
can
to.
always chase
Yeah, I did.
chase you down.
Yeah, I did succeed in making in kind of like quote unquote fooling you each time with each movement. You seemed to think I had done something else.
Not really.
Well, yeah.
I,
I suppose I
I
was
was just doing.
taking the least obvious move so that it would be the last one checked and therefore minimal hunters on me.
No, not really. Like Prague would be the least obvious in a sense, or like going back to Munich. But the thing is that I actually played that type of the late game multiple times when Dracula has no wolf form and I have one for warned. And there is a pattern where you simply corner the Dracula. Like instead of moving Helsing onto you and Mina, I was able to surround you uh, on
Yeah.
all four sides. So you either like stay in place and then I attack you 4 versus 1, or uh, or you have to move on to like one of us, right? And so yeah, I was just keeping you in the mainland, and so long as I can at least 2v1 you. Godalming was basically a scouter. He didn't have forewarned, but he had circle.
Yeah.
So if you were on the fog and you ambushed me, I was able to heavenly host you and then circle away, and yeah, we're done. So despite him not having an event, and you saw that, so you know that he has no forewarned, he was he was my scouter, which was fairly funny. But
Yeah.
yeah, so
So you only had
it
one.
was
I
like,
was wondering about that.
yeah, if I had two, that game would be much easier. Like, yeah, if I had two, I would have surrounded you on the all four sides. Then, if you stay in place, Stewart goes first, Helsing goes second, and that's game.
Yeah. Although,
Especially that Stewart was so stacked. But oh man,
yeah, I was definitely very relieved when you played the second Renewed Vigor that there was no speed telegraph. Uh,
yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah,
definitely a primary fear of mine at that time. Uh,
yeah. You probably used your fogs earlier, right? Like,
yeah, one was at Marseille, the other was at Nuremberg.
in yeah, Nuremberg, Marseilles. Why Marseilles? Like you were not able to be attacked in Marseilles. That was
Not with, especially, well, Renewed Vigor was showing, or I'm not sure it was showing, but it was fair. I there it would you could have at least made it a 2v1 with your positions, like sense of emergencies, char carriage with Van Helsing. There were, I saw that there was potential for you to get onto me that day.
I mean, the potential, there is always a potential, but I had a bigger potential later.
Well,
Even
the thing is,
I don't know.
I had both in hand at once, so I decided to not take any chances there. Uh,
Yeah, but you did. I think you did expand too early then. I mean, I would need to basically blindly jump onto you with Seward and then follow with Helsing, right? Something like that. So that would be a long shot. Uh,
yeah,
Usually, especially that you misdirected Sofia, and there was some threat of the east. You had Lers there, and one was a B. So yeah, and
yeah,
as you can see,
yeah. I
I mean,
thought
it would be useful
I
for you.
thought that I might have been able to evade you long enough to reach my lair up at Amsterdam, which had both the new vampires. Uh, so and then I would have put down just whatever was I had that was best.
Yeah, I mean, the moment you reach Amsterdam, it would be too late. I mean, in a sense that probably you won the game at that time. Uh, so or I catch you and you're dead. Yeah, you run out of the fogs, and I intentionally wasn't like bothered that much because I knew wolf form is long off, but I wasn't bothered like that much to immediately jump on you because I mean, why would I? I can't narrow your location, and maybe you throw away your fox. I actually supplied Living a little bit for items and events. I got Mystic Research, but it was too
Yes, I
late.
saw that. Yeah, I saw that when you showed me your hand.
Yeah. That was like last minute supply. It would be super useful earlier, like extremely useful to get some more items and events. But yeah,
Yep, as Mystic Research goes, that's always the case. uh,
uh,
okay. But in any event, good game, well played, WcKaczek.
yeah, that
Uh,
was very close game. Like one that fight in the end was could go either way.
yeah, had I strengthened Mina instead of Van Helsing, uh, or as you said, done bodyguards on Van Helsing, and then simply wait for you to play the rifle. Well, it wouldn't
Yeah,
have been easy because you would have followed up with dodge. Great strength would have made that
maybe.
very difficult, to be sure.
Yeah. But
Uh,
when I dodge, you don't lose 4 health, right? Uh, from the heavenly host.
well, except
And
that you still
maybe
would have done
maybe you
that.
fang.
You would have done that. I did have a Fang turn one, yeah, but I think that I would have preferred to break a knife, than and
Yeah, I mean definitely.
because the heavenly host is one time, you know.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a choice, but if you don't have a choice, like strength would be decent too.
Yeah, I think
You
considering that you, and considering that you would have simply, I suppose, yeah, you would have had to switch to dodge to not take damage, since
I don't know.
since
It would be difficult to say, you know.
either that or you simply nullify the healing with by playing the rifle down. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure what you would do.
I mean,
Eh.
if you fanged or what?
Fang versus Van Helsing into the planned ambush.
I mean, why would I play rifle? You just I deal you no damage. I just take damage.
Hmm.
So yeah, I will dodge.
Yeah. It is it is nonetheless excellent game. Three influence points plus we got reached week 4, so that'll be 10 ideas for your team.
Yeah. It's a shame you didn't get more because
Yeah.
more influence because it was very
Yeah, if
close
I had survived even one more
and did
day,
not pass either.
if I had escaped as bad, that would have been a massive swing of influence. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, if you escaped by us, I mean, I wasn't able to allow you to escape as bad. I would need to escape probably sooner. Uh, because
if I
yeah,
let you, it's not out of the question that it would have
uh,
happened.
uh, you didn't have mesmerize, so you would need to actually with one mesmerize pick exactly the moment I escape, which would be difficult. So yeah,
Yeah. And what's more, I did have it in hand after the first strength use. Uh, I had both,
yeah,
so it's not impossible. In any
yeah,
event,
uh,
GG well played, WcKaczek.
yeah.
Till next
Good
time.
game well played.
Till next
See
time.
ya.